Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. Looking forward to today, it's going to be a mad one. We are in Mexico City, a Microsoft Flight Simulator connected to the VATSIM network, and we've got the FlyMex Mexico airport scenery paid for, loaded in. It's not been sent or anything like that. I've bought it for today. And it's the first time flying out of this part of the world actually. Very high altitude, 7,500 feet roughly. And we are lifetime live weather with a spectacular sunrise that's just taken place as well. If I just pan this around, I've got a right old contrast of folk flying along today, including Zato there in the Vulcan. Look at this. Amazing. We're in the Fenix A320 with IAE V2500 engines, and we're going to have to make sure we've got our performance calculations set up quite nicely as well. Living on a player, say hello. What are your thoughts on the MMMX scenery? It's pretty average actually, isn't it? I think for the price it's probably quite expensive. It's not great, if I'm honest. Night textures are awful, but daylight now, it doesn't look too bad, does it? There's some nice sort of bits to it. Here we are in the brand new Osprey Airways IAE Fenix A320, painted by Tapzi. It's about to be released for everybody to enjoy as well. We haven't yet started boarding, we're still filling up with fuel, so we've got about 15-20 minutes until we go, but look at that. We've got custom cabin, new in-flight magazines, all sorts of stuff to have a little look at. So Zato, welcome. David, good afternoon. Delta Tango, happy Thursday indeed. Looking forward to today. Badger, welcome. Living on a player, hope you're well. Commentator, good afternoon as well. Ashton, Ian, good evening to you. Loading in, nice one, joining us, can't wait. And Doc, good to see you. Thanks for planning the route again, the actual route string for today. Lee JC, welcome. And everyone else in the live chat, wherever you are in the world. Some different tunes today. Hopefully matches the vibe of the route. And we're going to take loads of screenshots. That's bold. Someone's in the 787-9. And we've also got, for today, there's the sun poking behind the mountain, a tour set up on New Sky. So those of you flying along today, or even if you think after today, you know what, I want to fly in with Osprey Airways on New Sky, there's a dedicated tour which you will find in the tours section of Osprey Airways. Hold on, there we go. Tricky Toncontin. It's tricky to say as well. There we go. Just a simple sector, which is precisely the one that we're doing today. A couple of airframes allowed on there. You'll be able to kind of dive in and do it yourself. Give it a go. Why not? Let's go back to the logger so we don't confuse New Sky too much. Matthew, welcome. If you're new to the channel, hit like, hit subscribe, come join us in the live chats, and yeah, you guys know the drill. Those of you who are regular, do make sure you press the thumbs up button. How have we not got everybody loaded in yet? Yeah, the Mad Dog never really loads in properly, Doc, does it? As a Mad Dog. I think it's happened once or twice in the whole time that we've had it. But yeah, weird. Yeah, Simbury keeps picking 2-3. Ashton, welcome to you. But yeah, we're doing 05 left, which is actually the one that's in use in real life at the moment as well. What are we loading? You know what it's done? GSX. It can't do the jetway because it's waiting for boarding to complete. Methinks it broken. Hold on. Let me do restart QATL. Resend the load sheet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bag.
Reset all. Load aircraft, and we'll do just instant because GSX is obviously being a bit problematic with those jetties today. So that'll do. Aircraft loaded. Happy days. And we'll do it on the right hand side. The first officer. So 162 passengers, we've got almost 4 tons of cargo, and we've planned for 8 tons of fuel. Canadian Flight Simmer, good morning. Welcome. We're going to press send to MCDU, so it's going to suck all of the data to our init B page. Cruise flight level above, maximum flight level is a little warning there, so let's have a little look. Where would it be? Prog. That's fine. Optimal 340, look. But the max of 3, when we take off, that'll be 370, which is what we intend to cruise at today. Happy days. But we'll look at the optimal. We might actually do a little step down to fly a bit more optimal at 350 maybe. We'll see how we go. We've got the mini FCU fired up as well. I'm using that for today. And if we dive into the performance page, what I've done here is I've used VATS Airplane Toolbox, and I've also used the performance calculator here to work it all out and compare the two. So we've got packs on 05 left, forward to takeoff, calculate. So this has given us 135, 141. You can see there flap 2 down 0.2 for the THS and the flex temp of 56. But on VATS Airplane Toolbox, maybe if I just share that screen as well actually, hold on. I'll just do this so we can see both. Bingo. Look at the difference. So, same data, but the flex on VATS Airplane Toolbox, totally different. Flex of 34, still config 2, so flap 2 takeoff. Yeah, so the Fenix A320 EFB, the performance calculations are still quite off. We've had one of our channel members, Matthew, said it a little while ago in a live stream that he's found it to be quite inaccurate. Certainly for takeoff performance, it's not quite calculating it as you wish. You can see here, even V1, between 107 and 144 for the committed speed, but VATS Airplane Toolbox has given us a rotate of 145, whereas the EFB has given us a rotate of 141. And V2 of 141, but VATS Airplane Toolbox V2 149. So we're going to go with VATS Airplane Toolbox, which is a lot more accurate than their own EFB, bizarrely. So something to consider when you are planning your flights and you're working out your performance. I know a few people have said that they've been tracking their flights on things like New Sky, and they've realised that they've been rotating too slowly / sort of tail striking a little bit, and they can't work out why. It's probably because the EFB performance calculations are a bit off. We'll do 142, so we'll just commit earlier. 145 and 149. Flap 2, as we mentioned, we're high altitude today, so we demand a lot more of the engines. And the THS was down 0.2. Flex temp of 34. And we'll just leave that as it is. 1,000 foot above ground level, we'll start to accelerate. What's our centre of gravity actually? So another one, another little tip. Mach GW 29.5. We can have a little look here. So 29.5. Oops, wrong button. Can't do that yet. But 29.5 roughly here on the CG scale. That's where you want that little white arrow to be aligned with by changing the THS. So that'll give you your THS setting based on the centre of gravity rather than what the EFB tells you linked in with weights and things. So take your Mach GW and then you can work it out from there using your centre of gravity. Neil, yeah, well, I've personally avoided the Fenix for a little while because I found it really frustrating to use in some instances and some days. So this week, just because of the V2 Block 2, I'm actually enjoying it quite a lot, and I'm enjoying learning little bits each day still, and diving in and having something a little bit, for me, something that's a bit fresh. But I appreciate for some people they go, oh, A320. It is realistically, compared to a Boeing, it is a boring aeroplane because it does a lot for you. Zardo, welcome. Carlito, Hope you are alright, mate. So there's the charts. Let's see, let's go to vacation vlog again, shall we? Change from rock. I'm not a fan of rock. Let's get some summery vibes. The sun's out. Right, Terminal 1, push start, face south. And we're going to head out of Bravo, all the way down to Alpha 2. Probably Alpha 1, could be one of those. You can see there the runway elevation, 7295 feet. And we'll line up, we'll use the full length of the runway, which is thankfully almost 4 kilometers long. It's 3,920 meters. But that elevation of 7,295 feet means that we're flying out of an airport which is even higher than Innsbruck. What's the Innsbruck elevation? Let me find out. Lowy. Yeah, look at that. Not even 2,000 feet. So it's going to stress the engines. They've got to work really hard today. And the performance of the aeroplane might be significantly downgraded because of the altitude. After takeoff though, 055 degrees, we're going to head out to Mexico 800 at or above 9,000 feet. There's a little 1 there, which means we've got to locate that. And it is for those waypoints. Or those stars. We're doing the Aleto 2 Alpha, which we can see is listed there. Waypoint MX 800 is flyby. Well, we will anyway. Then we're going to head 070 degrees, accelerating to 250 knots, just north of that bit of terrain there, to Mexico 811. From there, heading 111 degrees out to 815, and then Aleto for the transition out. Yeah. Robert, hello. Being a former A320 pilot, can appreciate how easy it is to fly, but yet very safe. Yeah, absolutely. That's the super thing with it. It's incredibly reliable, very forgiving. It does a lot of thinking for you, for the real pilots as well, in real life. And same with the sim, as we enjoy it. Because of that, it is safe to operate. Which is a huge plus in civil aviation, of course. Past Aleto between 200 and flight level 290, and then we'll continue to climb up to 370 for our cruise for today. Routing initially eastbound towards the coast, we'll get towards Veracruz, and then we're going to route southeast all the way down Guatemala and into Honduras via Lepax. Flying into Toncontin. As you can see here, we're going to transition over the Toncontin VOR, and then we'll commit to the south arrival for the RNAV 02, which is incredibly complex. It's a lot harder than Melvo, routing in from the north, from Talag perhaps. You'll go to Melvo and then you'll head up to TG015, and it's a lot smoother, whereas this is effectively a 270 degree continuous turn almost, albeit this little bit here is wings level towards the village. And then that final sweeping turn in. And I've not done this for a long time. And I don't think I've ever done it in the A320. So we shall see how it goes. But there's our route. It's all in there. Init A and Init B. Performance page is ready to go. And the RadNav page is just set up as we want. We're not going to faff around too much with it. 2000 set, that's all good. And we can go to APU. We'll pop seatbelt signs on. Should we have a look at the cabin, folks? Oh, that's the standby compass. I always forget that's a click spot. So massive thank you to Tapzi. Says I'm uploading the new version now. All of your effort creating this, the new Osprey Airways Fenix A320 v2 compatible livery. Look at their textures, are absolutely stunning. And that, oh, it literally looks like real life, doesn't it? Look at that. Oh, look at the reflections in the window. That's incredible, from the light shining in through... let's see if we can see that. Without the sun beaming in there, reflecting straight onto the aeroplane. That's incredible. And there's the new in-flight magazines. If you're thinking about what destination it is, it's Tokyo, of course. One of my favourite places in the world. But that will be Available to download very soon as part of our wonderful virtual airline, one of the best in flight sim. I don't know where that pilot's going, the Avianca. They're going to the wrong runway. What's in the QR code, Hergy? Good question. You tell me. It's why it's there. It's one of the little Easter eggs. Good spot though. Right, so we want to... Now, I don't think it's going to allow us to do the GSX thing now, is it? So, because we've restarted QATL, in which case I need to go in here and prepare for pushback and departure. We'll use Aeromexico's equipment. Living on a player, absolutely, yeah, really nice work. Chris Backett, good afternoon. Of course it would pick the Mustache one. So we use the performance page, we've got flight plan on the right, interphone cabin announcements and PA and everything switched on just in case we do hear them. Oh, Badge, that's you. I'm guessing you didn't actually look at the routing in live streams then. It's 05 left. No bother if you haven't. If you've committed to 2-3, then just use 2-3. We'll all wait at Alpha 2. Company message again. Joffinek, we've got loads of these. Keep coming through, don't they? Oh, let's pause that for after takeoff. AOC. Yeah. 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 Let's get rid of all of those, we don't need them. That's got rid of that message. Lovely job. Yeah, there's going to be a CFM livery as well, but just in case you are wondering about the CFM version. Forward and aft. External power off. That toggled itself back on. I can see they have closed. Good. And we want to face west on Bravo. Beacon lights on, we've got the lights and signs, audio overheads ready. Interrupt pushback, no. And Mexico City traffic. Osprey 165, stand 15, A320, QNH 1022, push start facing west. Mexico City traffic. Robert, no, I don't think it has, mate, to be honest. Okay, so ignition mode starts, and I've learned actually overnight that I've been watching V1, who's a real... There's the armed doors call for the crew. I've been watching V1, who's been doing all of his own company procedures and things, and they always start, certainly in America, seem to start one first. EasyJet start one first as well. For single engine taxi we would use the electric pump up there, but today we're going to do it BA style, and we're going to start engine 2 first.
Mexico City traffic behind the pushing Osprey traffic.
Oh, look at that.
Over taxi to holding point Alpha 2, runway 05 left by Bravo.
Yeah, we're going to have the IAEs and the CFMs ready to go. Hey, Tapzi, thanks. Remember flap 2 for takeoff today. Oh, it's our safety demo. You just hear it in the background. Can you hear it?
We're now going to explain the safety features on board this Osprey Airways aircraft.
It's weird hearing myself do it.
It's important that you pay attention and follow instructions carefully.
It's me.
We're preparing for departure, so
Engine 1, start.
Fastened. To fasten is and pull tightly to secure it. To release your seatbelt, simply lift the flap on the buckle and pull apart. The seatbelt sign is in the panel above your head. If it is on, you must return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. We recommend
Watch these.
keeping the seatbelt fastened and visible during the flight, even when the sign is off. If we encounter any unexpected turbulence, the seatbelt sign may be switched back on again during the flight. In the unlikely event of the aircraft having to make an emergency landing, you must adopt a protective brace position. They differ in each cabin, so examples of this are found in the safety card in the seat pocket in front of you. Should you have to leave the aircraft after an emergency landing,
There goes the EGT.
to the nearest usable exit. Leave all baggage.
I know, Mike. Can you tell I used to be cabin crew with the announcement?
Emergency lights are placed below
Happy
to
memories.
help you find your way to the exits. They are clearly marked.
Mexico City traffic, X-ray Hotel 558 at stand 1-2, pushing back, facing west after the Osprey A320 passes from left to right. Mexico City traffic.
Opening the doors automatically
And just letting it all stabilise.
But if they don't open, simply pull on the red coloured handle.
Okay, that's available. So we're going to do all of the after start checks.
Prior to any landing on water,
What was that? What do you call it? Let's have a little look here. Mass and balance. 29.5. Really? Wow. That's 30, that's 29.5. So actually it's THS down 0.3 almost, isn't it? So we'll do that. Ground spoilers armed, ignition mode norm, flaps set to 2, transponders looking up, auto brake max, FCUs set and checked, APU bleed off. Actually, we'll take off with APU on, folks. We'll get more power out the engines that way. Innsbruck style. Although we shouldn't really need it. Let's turn it off, we'll be fine. We've got 4 kilometres of tarmac. Nose lights and controls. Let's get that out of the way. Alright. Back to central. Fully left. Back to centre. All the way back. Back to centre. And all the way forwards. Back to centre. Rudders. Full right. And centre back to the left. Yeah, so we've got pitch trim 0.4 down actually, according to the centre of gravity figures. We've got that instead. Anyway, brakes off. And we're going to press that tiller pedal lock. Mexico City traffic, Osprey 165, taxi via Bravo, hold point Alpha 2, runway 05 left, Mexico City traffic.
Thank you for choosing Osprey Airways.
Mexico City traffic, largely for takeoff following the Osprey traffic, point off 2, runway 05 left by Bravo.
So yeah, pushing the engines today. Clear takeoff, welcome, it's Volanta by Orbex.
Passes from left to right, pushing back from stand 12 facing to
Actually
west.
now the METAR's just refreshed and suddenly we've got a 1 knot tailwind. Interesting. Takeoff config test, we'll go normal on that, we'll just wait for cabin secure now. It's a huge airport this. Got all of that included in the scenery as well.
Right to left.
And we're heading off towards those mountains over there, so it's going to be a beautiful departure.
Mexico traffic, Aero-Mexico 5, X-ray Golf is stand 10 with pushback of the 2 traffic passed by on Bravo, facing west.
Look at those IAEs. We should get the seats for landing, seats for takeoff soon. Yeah, this scenery definitely looks better in daylight. Oh yeah, we've said it before, haven't we, Matthew? A wish that we we actually had the funds and the finance to create a real airline out of Osprey Airways, it would be really great. Waiting for the cabin call. Alpha 2, we'll use the full length because of the height, the altitude and things today. Wait for a little chime, we'll hear it shortly. That's all good, that's all on.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
There we go.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Da love.
Mexico City traffic, X-ray Hotel 558.
So it looks like the event now is linked to the strobes.
Via Bravo, the Mexico City traffic.
Right, anyway, TCAS, transponders on, and TARA. Rudder trim is set 0, neutral anyway. And we'll pop the flight deck door closed, set in the Wild West. Yeah, live time, Mike. We watched the sunrise just before the stream started, actually. Ooh, the DirectX 12 bugs just come in. What have we got? Lights, signs. Here we go. Mexico City traffic. Osprey 165 fire. Alpha 2 lining up 05 left. It's missing a lot of hold points and things here, which is a bit weird. And the engines sound a little bit louder today. Don't know if you've noticed. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the FlyMex software actually living on a player. Have you noticed how they install this the scenery? I left the review on Sim Market. I'm not sure if it's been approved because I was highly critical of the fact that they seem to install a load of program data and user config files and things, and I really don't like that. I really don't like that. There's the Volaris. Wonderful. We'll just get a couple of screenshots before we depart. And there's Zato in the Vulcan. Yes, he's flying in with us in that beast. Right, so on the brakes. Mexico City traffic, Osprey 165, taking off 05 left, Dileto to Alpha, departure, Mexico. 4 minutes, Ashton. Oh, that roar. Let's just focus on the takeoff. Power set, speeds alive. $80 knots.
Mexico City traffic, Osprey 2, turn Alpha, taxi to Alpha 2 by
Look how slow we're accelerating. And the amount of runway we're using because of the high altitude. The engines are working so hard. V1, rotate, V2. Positive rate. Gear up. And match the flight director. Yeah, boy, here we go. Let's go, Toncontin. Next stop. Oh, this climb out is spectacular. We've never been to Mexico City before. This is beautiful. Flaps 1. Autopilot 1 engaged. 29 and continuing straight. Lever climb. Oh. What a noise, look at that! Oh, just stunning. We're going to take lots of screenshots today, I think. We need to come up with a route for Saturday, but I'm actually tempted to say we could do the return. We could fly out of Toncontin back to Mexico City, perhaps in an Osprey 737 instead. I should have done that in the tour, actually. How beautiful. Let's go flaps up. Willem, welcome. How you doing, Dursey 2? Ooh, commentator, that's going to be a good old trip. There's a long straight out departure for us here. Slow acceleration, all that morning haze below, and we're routing round the side of this mountain. I'm going to pop that light off and that light off. Darren, how you doing? We'll keep it going, so I'll use the mini FCU and we'll set 370, which is our cruise altitude for today. 18,500 is the transition altitude here out of Mexico City, which is off in the backdrop here. All the way over there already, wow. And here's the right turn. If you want to join our virtual airline, folks, and one of FlightSim's finest virtual airlines, I may add, you can find all the details on our website, britishavgeek.com, or you can go to newsky.io, which is where we run our virtual airline on, and you can download everything there, and you can sign up. Look at that. GoPro cam.
Mexico City traffic, X-ray Hotel.
Very good, Dursey 2.
Bravo 2, lining up runway 05 left.
Zarta's going to burn all the fuel by just waiting. Yeah, we are the best, Dursey 2. Definitely got the best liveries for any virtual airline, I think. Ground spoilers disarmed. Silly me. That's all good. And we'll go to the flight plan page. Monitor that. We'll increase the range ring. A little bit of terrain there. We'll use the terrain map for the first time in a little while. Seems we've got it all around us. Oh. That looks like real life, doesn't it? I didn't expect it to be this scenic. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it as well. Look at that. Oh. Wow. You get used to the simulator, certainly when you're running like what I've got, an RTX 4090, I've got a 4K screen and all that. You get used to the sim looking exquisite, but every now and again you'll go somewhere you've never been, like today, Mexico, and it's just spectacular. Just really, really scenic. And we've got a cabin like this as well. If you are just tuning in thinking of what's on the new Osprey livery, the V2 Block 2. There's going to be a safety card put into the seat pocket area as well by Tapzi. Commentator, are your default cockpit views a bit balked on Block 2? Yeah, it seems a bit higher up.
Charlie and Bravo to join Q. Correction, Charlie November. Bravo.
This sim is world leading, isn't it? 16.5. Seatbelt signs off. We'll use the terrain map later. One 1013. Ricardo, welcome aboard. If you've got the internet speed for it, folks, you've got this. The stream will be output in 2K 60 frames per second to really make it pop on your screens. Look at that, the engine textures, the spinner. Dogtag Gamer, nice. Is there scenery for it? And we could do Toncontin to Quito on Saturday. It's always an option. Yeah, to answer your question, Dursey2, sorry, the commentator, that's the custom view, isn't it? Or the new default view rather. I've changed it, so I have to set a custom bind, which is that. Just lowers it ever so slightly, makes it a bit more comfortable. But yeah, it's like you're sat a little bit higher up than you would like, I think. Dusty says he was watching flights depart at Gatwick again today while at work. I was imagining seeing a real Osprey line up for departure. If only. Could you imagine? That'd be so great. We'd have EasyJet trying to buy us out very quickly, I reckon. Give them a run for their money. Another screenshot. Bosh. 20,000 feet. What we'll do is we'll let everyone behind us get settled into the climb. We'll have a little look on Volanta once it fires up and sorts itself out, so we can work out what the crack is. Stunning, wasn't it, Ashton? Really nice. A lot of terrain around here. Guessing Tapzi, we have to wait for flightsim.to to actually approve the update, right, for the Fenix liveries. I assume it will be a new upload link. Oh, here, actually I can see. Oh no, it's up there already. Wicked. Let me update. In fact, so it should be the same link as that on the website already. Legend, absolute legend. I'm going to download that update now. It's got the CFMs on it too. Darren says he's got 4 Predator 1080 monitors, and I'm thinking to upgrade to 4K monitors. What would you recommend? It depends on price and all that stuff, really, Darren. I've got a Sony Bravia gaming monitor with NVIDIA G-Sync. I think it's very overpriced for what it is, but it's got a very narrow bevel around the edges. It's frameless as well, basically. So it looks spectacular, but would I have 2 of them? Probably not. Maybe 3. Probably, I don't know. Probably not. Very expensive. There are some cheaper options for 4K screens, but obviously make sure as well you've got the system hardware that can cope with all of that. Make sure if you download the new Osprey Airways livery, you give it 5-star rating for Tapzi. Give them a little comment on there as well to say thanks for the Block 2 update and stuff. Oh yeah, you're more than okay, Darren. Dusty says don't go with Iyama. Lots of volcanoes, indeed, Badger. I think some of them have actually erupted as well. You go onto flight radar and you toggle the volcano thing on. You can see that there's some that have gone boom over the last 24 hours or so. There's ash warnings and things like that in place. Dogtag says he flew for Valaris to Costa Rica on a pilot's life, and it was all over Central America, so very pretty scenery is available. Do you still use that, or have you kind of stopped using it? Nice commentator, that's pretty cool. So do you have like the wrap round kind of flight deck view then, where you've got the screens around you? I could probably do that, but I'm not sure how it would work with reconfiguring all of my stuff. Like my Honeycomb Bravo is on the right hand side, and it kind of blocks there being a third screen on the right. But then I would also need a fourth screen above the screens for running the stream. So it's probably demanding a bit too much, isn't it, running four screens? I'd likely have to downgrade to 2K to make sure it's all quite fluid with each other. I don't know. It's very tempting. I get tempted by a lot of stuff quite easily. Danny says I'm regretting the 787-9 already. Not sure how this is going to go. Badly, I would imagine. Just remember, if in doubt, go around, give it another shot. And if you really struggle, head out to Melvo, turn round, fly back in on the valley, and do the approach the opposite direction instead, and instead of 02, fly onto the southern runway instead. Here's Volanta. So you can see our routing for today, heading off through Mexico and then through Guatemala, just tickling the edge of El Salvador before entering Honduras. Lots of screenshots already. Right, who have we got flying off? So Badger's up ahead, Avianca 919. Pereira Fredo. Voy34 Tango. And Zato in the Vulcan. There he is. We've got Air Mexico 5 X-Ray Golf. Greg's just airborne as well, flying along. And I think, oh no, there's even more. Wow, this is epic. Osprey 27 Alpha flying along today as well. We've got Hergy Osprey 5 Romeo Bravo in the MD82 flying. That's bold as well. That's a brave one. Beautiful screenshots as well. Wow, that's amazing. In fact, perhaps on Saturday we fly the Mad Dog again, because we mentioned doing it last week, and then Fenix dropped the version 2 Block 2 on us, didn't they? Osprey 242, there's Danny in his 787-9. And then we've got Ian Osprey 2472 leading the back of the pack in the wonderful Osprey Holidays livery there. Have you got a filter on, Ian? I feel like you do there. That's a very nice photo. That's all of us, I think. That is all of us. That's a lot of us. Excellent. What a turnout for a midweek kind of random group flight. Now it says his son works for Samsung. You can get the 49G93 SE Odyssey OLED G9 gaming monitor for £770. My goodness. That's amazing. What's the retail price of that? It's like 3 or 4 grand, isn't it? Well, Ben, they've said it's going to be similar to the current recommended specs, but as always, look at the spec for MSFS 2020, but push your finances of your laptop as high as you can possibly go to kind of safeguard your future-proof your system. And then you can't go wrong. Dogtag Gamer says, do I use add-on linker? Yes, I do. Have been for a little while. A couple of years now I've been using add-on linker. Although I use Contrail, and a lot of stuff routes through Contrail for me, so I don't end up toggling that on or off. Oh. So mountainous. Uh, 4060 Benoit has had some pretty rubbish reviews. If you can get 4080 or 4090, I think that's probably better. But 32 gig RAM. If you can get 64, that gives you a bit more overhead. But look at the VRAM of the actual graphics card, because the sim will gobble it up. Certainly if you try in 4K. At Heathrow, New York and things like that, I've got a 24 gig VRAM of my RTX 4090. Is it 24 gig VRAM? I think it might be, something along that anyway. And quite often it will be gobbling up 18 gig of VRAM when I'm in the sim, running all my stuff with everything set to 4K. Badger, fair enough. There's no pressure though. I'm likely to incur a heavy penalty for this approach and landing. Yeah, good shout. I'm James. What you've got to remember as well with laptops, laptop components will always be worse than their desktop counterparts. So a laptop 4060 will be worse than a desktop 4060, same with CPU, same with RAM. Plus you've got to remember as well, it might not be that easy to upgrade your hardware in your laptop a few years down the line. If you can get a desktop instead, then well, you might find that actually you're better off. Depending on how much you're going to use it and what you're using it for. If you need a laptop for things like study or work, then fair enough. But yeah, if you can get an RTX 4090, 64 gig of RAM, one of the latest AMD Ryzen 9 3D chipsets for the CPU, something like that, then that was kind of safeguard you for most instances. And then if you're only playing 1080p, you'll probably end up finding you'll fly in the sim at 2K, and that will give you nice overhead for sim performance. I could probably drop this down to from 4K to 2K to be honest, but it looks stunning on the 4K screen, so it'd be hard pressed not to. All the little textures and things. There's the coast. And if we look at the flight plan, you can see there we're going to be heading off sort of 120 degrees-ish. We'll be flying down the coastline shortly. Who is flying on New Sky today? Let me have a little look. Who's braving it? My Airlines. Bogdan, Danny, Ian and myself. We're all braving it today. No one else is. Fair enough. Matthew says he runs the sim in 2K with the 7900 XT and it looks beautiful. I suppose that there's probably not much difference, is there, between 4K and 2K that the eye can see? Which is where the 8K liveries become a little bit, well, what's the point? Because I don't think actually, fundamentally, you can see the difference. I really don't think you can see the difference. 4K to 1080p you can. Certainly on this big 4K screen that I've got here. James, really enjoying it. I've spent all week in the Fenix. Since Block 2 released, actually, I think I did an A300 flight on their release day, and then the next day we've flown Fenix, and we've only flown the Fenix since. So I'm still getting used to it, and that's the whole point of me kind of doing a lot of these streams. I know someone said they're getting bored of all the content creators across the flight sim sphere flying the Fenix all the time. But for me, I've had a lot of problems with it. But I'm really enjoying it now, really enjoying it now, and I'm just trying to neaten up some of my technique around flare and things like that for the for nice touchdowns and that sort of thing. But normal service will resume shortly. We'll be flying around in a variety of aircraft, probably starting from Saturday, which will be the next stream of today. Tomorrow I've got to do a video for a company in relation to something that's happening mid-March, I think. So I've got to work on that. Do a little bit of catch-up admin as well, because it's coming up to the end of the quote financial year, so I've got to sort out all my tax stuff and do all my spreadsheets and things. And then, yeah, Saturday we can plan a route, but we've got to work out where to go, what to do. I don't think we've ever departed from Toncontin, so we could always do something similar. Next time, so you've got a 3070 Ti and a 9.9. Is there a secret to make Microsoft Flight Simulator smooth? Well, it's difficult. It depends entirely on what settings you've got set up. Because if you've gone for crazy performance settings, then yeah, you're going to struggle. If you're trying to push it in 4K and all that sort of thing. Juliet Charlie Mike, hello. Panama to Manaus. Gabby Gaming HD, welcome on board. I was looking at an airport earlier, but I'm trying to find it. It was on this big old list that I've got. It was in South America. We've got Vuelo Simple's Tucumán Airport. I don't know where these are specifically. Where is it? I know someone the other day asked for another flight to Madeira. Mendoza. That wasn't it. Where is it? I will find it, bear with me. Because it's... I think somebody asked to do... Was it San Juan? I think, Doc, you asked for San Juan, didn't you? The other day. There's always Dream Flights Liberia International as well. That's one that I was looking at doing. Could like Toncontin to Liberia or something. But again, I've not looked at the flight times for a lot of these. And as I mentioned at the start of the stream, I thought Toncontin to Quito might be quite a fun one for a weekend. Really difficult departure and a really challenging arrival, perhaps. Yeah, Dusty, good point. Just Flight put out on their Facebook page yesterday that they are refixing and updating the cabin for the Just Flight 146, and they're going to include the new INS kind of navigational systems inside of it as well. It's an update coming soon. Manaus is in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. I'm searching for some scenery. Esbeg. God, the payware for this looks really awful, and the freeware looks just as rubbish. Yeah, Flightbeam Studios, indeed, Dog Tag. They're working on San Francisco Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and they're hoping to release it before summer, so in the next sort of 3-4 months. And that looks fantastic. They shared a couple of images on their Facebook page yesterday, I think, wasn't it? Like you've said. And it looks really, really good. Really, really good. Yeah, we don't really fly into or out of San Francisco very much, to be fair. Panama airport scenery looks really poor quality as well. Looking at, it's only on Sim Market, it's got 3 stars, which for Sim Market means it's pretty rubbish. Because half the reviews on Sim Market are fake. Keep smashing the like button, folks, if you're enjoying today. Actually, you know what we haven't looked at? VATSIM events. Let me have a quick peek. Will be 7th today. So Saturday will be the 9th. Gateway to Arabian Wonder. Fly the Greenest. South Langan Minor Overload. Islamabad to Abu Dhabi. Arabian VAC in collaboration with Pakistan VAC invite you to join us on March the 9th for an exciting journey from Islamabad to Abu Dhabi. Explore the wonders of Arabia as you experience the beauty of the region with ATC all the way to Abu Dhabi. We could fly into Abu Dhabi, couldn't we? departure timings around 12Z to 14Z, arrival timing 16 to 18Z. There's also Fly the Greenest with Romanian VATSIM Romania, Bucharest to Lyon. Replicating the first commercial flight ever to use sustainable aviation fuel. And then another one, South Langen minor overload. South Langen, German airspace, or VATSIM Germany. They're going to be having full ATC around Stuttgart, SB, FM, Dresden, and EDFH. I don't know where they are. I know Stuttgart. Jump in your airplane, pay a visit to the small but beautiful places in South Langen. There's a few options. What else have we got here? I'll have a look, Carlito. 2 seconds. Just got to get my phone. What airport's that for? You haven't said. Mercaderes VOR. I'm trying to think where that is, I'm not certain. That does look like quite challenging though. So we could either join an event or we could do something else. The Arabian one sounds quite good, doesn't it? But there is an Opus airport scenery on flightsim.to, in fact. Oh, converted from an FSX version. Boo! Payware from SimArc. That doesn't look that amazing either. I can't believe that's got 5 stars. San Juan, Puerto Rico, Doc. I said it a minute ago when I was going through the big old list of stuff. Sao Paulo Congress is a nice freeware. Hergy says. Not one you've made though, yeah? Ever so flat back down there. SKPS. No idea what that is. Antonio Nariño Airport in Chatchagüí, Pasto Nariño, Department of Colombia. Colombia! Oh crikey, that looks really difficult. £11 for that scenery. Wow, yeah. Sierra Sim. There's no freeware for it. Oh, it's £8. Oh no, 11.28 including VAT apparently, according to Sim Market. The airport's runway at Chachagui was built on a plateau of 50 metres because of the surrounding terrain. Due to this, many pilots refer to the airport as an aircraft carrier. The runway is also relatively short for the elevation of the airport. The position of the runway means it's often rendered useless due to the presence of crosswinds, and it prevents the aircraft making a safe takeoff and landing. Crosswinds are common during the summer, particularly during the month of August. Crikey. Sounds a bit spicy. What would be the flight time from San Juan to SKPS? Flight Panda, yeah. There's a stream for August sorted. We need to pick a route anyway. Just one, not 20, 30 different options. Otherwise I can never pick. Banking. So MTT, what do we got for fuel check? 5580. Ah, cool. Oh, 200 kilograms more than we need. Let's get the Toncontin Metar in the live chat, have a little look at that. Lovely job. So the weather in about 2 or 3 hours is meant to shift at Toncontin, and it's actually going to favour the other runway instead of 02. So we'll just have to see how it goes. By the time we actually arrive there, it might mean that we've got a slight tailwind to land with, but providing it's less than 5 knots, we'll just still do it anyway. We'll see what happens. What's the worst that could happen, eh? It's only flight sim. Oh yeah, we'll be doing 02 regardless. Don't you worry about that. That's going to be the tricky one. That's the one we all want, isn't it? Yeah, Doc, I can't find that link. I've looked in loads of different threads in the server now. It's just too much stuff to find one little piece of info with. Oh no, it's in. I've got it. It's in, yeah, I found it. Yeah, Latvia Fars San Juan. We have flown out of there before though. Why is it specifically that you want a stream into San Juan though? Yeah, the only difficult approach into Toncontin is 02. Company message. That'll be our little departure time. Osprey Ops. Pointless that coming through really. We took off on time, so why do we need a thing to say no delay ADC needed? They should just get rid of that silly little system. Just nobody really cares. Do they? It's frustrating when you have to then go in there and send some pointless pretend delay thing off to a pretend company. If it had an impact though, fair enough. Mateo, hello. Just paid for and downloaded the Fenix A320, but the autopilot knobs don't work. Have you experienced that, or do you know some way to fix it? Yeah, make sure that you have run the Fenix app. Make sure it's in the background. It's running in the background, because basically, if the Fenix app stopped working now, for me, the aeroplane would just fall out the sky. The whole thing bricks itself if that program outside the sim crashes or stops working for whatever reason. That's the one thing that I really despise about the Fenix A320. The fact that there's this software outside the sim that it completely relies on to work. And if for whatever reason it stopped working, that's the end of your flight. Oh, I thought we had done San Juan in the past. Maybe not then. It's because in real life, dog tag, the airline wants to know the reasons for the delay. So some of them will send a message through the MCDU to try and get an answer from the pilots as to why they might have been delayed, because it then affects real-world compensation claims. So if it's ATC that's caused the delay, then it's outside the airline's control. So therefore, they're not eligible to have to pay compensation. In the sim, we don't really care about that. Every meal is an all-day breakfast, Chris. Dougal, welcome. Glad to catch this. When he was running a Simwings charity, I got V1 Sim to fly a 727 into Toncontin and X-plane to raise money, raising over $1.5 grand in donations for that flight. Nice. I'm guessing you're not involved with it anymore then. Definitely Jin, Roku, Hendrix Luna, and Gordon's, and Tankery. So 4 different gins available on board, all with Fever Tree Tonic. Fair enough, Dougal. I know you. Back then, you reminded me. Well, you asked me at the time, didn't you, to see if I could do anything to assist. But for me, I just, because it wasn't a registered charity, I kind of steered away from it for kind of personal legal reasons, I guess. Have we done Argentina? We have Badger, and we've done. God, what's the Ushuaia? We did Ushuaia a little while ago, didn't we? Well, that was an incredible arrival. Really stunning. Check out Oyster Gin from the Isle of Bute. Sounds Somebody recommended, I think it was Hazza, he recommended Mermaid Gin. That had the most stunning bottle. But Roku for me, lovely. What's so good about the Isle of Bute oyster gin? Or is it just because it's from the Isle of Bute? Yeah, we've done Buenos Aires as well. Okay, very similar to Mermaid Gin then, I think. It's got a little hint of salt in it. I remember that bottle was just... that was exquisite. One of the nicest gin bottles I've ever seen. I've got a load of tonic in the fridge chilling for today because I thought, you know what, I'll have a glass of Roku after today's live stream, I think. Depending on how well the landing goes. Yeah, we could do one of the, as Danny's saying there, St Martin, we could do the Isle SLH simulations. They've done a whole load of Caribbean sceneries, haven't they? So we could pick one of those, like the Granada scenery maybe. We could fly up to St Martin, do a turnaround, and then fly into San Juan. So like 2 little sectors of about an hour apiece, perhaps. That could be quite good. Not in the Fenix though. We might dive back into the... In fact, you know what? We could do it in the Mad Dog, couldn't we? Really, really sweat. We could really sweat and do St Martin in the MD-82 or MD-83. Although I don't know if Tapzi's watching. I don't know if I could do with an MD-88 Osprey Airways livery, to be honest. I think we've got the MD-82, haven't we? But we don't have the MD-88. Oh, it'd be Osprey, of course, Badger. In fact, who made it? I think it was Demo Designs, wasn't it? He made one. Well, it's a bit too short notice for literally 2 days away. We might have to use the MD-82. There's not very much difference anyway between them, is there? Realistically. Morning, Automator. Where's the MD-88 livery? Shall I ask the question? Where is it? Demo. If he says there's no chance, we can fly red air as Badger was saying. There's an option there. But I've asked the question. I know Damo is immensely busy now and actually doesn't really do very much painting livery stuff anymore. But I've asked the question. It'll either be a yes or a no. With do you reckon there might be scope for an MD82 or MD88 livery by Saturday? Who knows? We'll find out. Halfway point. And lots of haze up ahead actually, look at that. You just go to that GoPro view again, down in the valley. Lovely. So at the moment I haven't got a runway selected for the arrival. It's a 2-knot crosswind, but we'll commit to 02. We'll go MHTG. Let me just put the charts up on the left hand side of the screen as well so you can see how we're planning this. And initially Lepax 1 Bravo for the star, but we're going to do RNAV 02. RMP runway 02. Leopard 1 Bravo, which is the Lepax 1 Bravo. Try approach via TNT. So your screens, if you're in the A320, should look similar to that. And it will give you the Lepax 1 Bravo to TG050. Quite a sharp turn up towards the Toncontin VOR between the kind of terrain. We'll insert that. We want plan. Oops. Fat fingers. Just going to sort this out so we actually find the arrival procedure. So here we go. You should be able to see that on the right hand side, top right the nav display, bottom right the actual flight plan, and then top left the navigaph charts. So Lepax 12,000 at or above. It wants us to be at flight level 237 there, so we might have to be very careful of that because I'm not happy with that. TG051 at 10,000 at or above, and that's flight level 207, Chuffinek. TG050 at 9,000 at or above, that says 16,000 on the nav display. And then Toncontin at 13,624. Before we go on to this. So 015 at 7,000. Yeah, so this is all wrong. I want to be at 7,000. At that waypoint. And at Toncontin, it's probably at or above 8, yeah. So if we go that 8,002, that's probably 12 miles. That big first turn to 7. I'll put 9,000 in as a specific constraint, just to force the rest of it to all recalculate. So Lepax, yeah, now 196. That's a bit better. TG050, 9,000 at or above. That says we'll be at about 12,000, 11.5. That's a bit better. Yeah, we've got to decelerate as well. That's the thing, like Doc's saying there in the chat. So having it too high it's achievable, but we're going to spend a lot of time trying to decelerate the aeroplane in actually quite a stressful arrival procedure. You can see that on the nav display. That's what we're about to do into Toncontin, the South RMP 02, and that is really hard. Look at that. So from Toncontin VOR, we've got a nice 2,000 feet to descend towards TG015 before hitting that final approach button to see what happens. And the minimums for this, 4429. Full flap, absolutely, there's no question. Medium auto brake as well. If we get a bit closer, we'll go through the rest of this. We'll get the latest weather and things. So transition level, flight level 200 according to the charts. So we'll put that in. In fact, we can pop the VFR and stuff in there. So there's the QNH MHTG 3006. QNH 1018 for the equivalent, actually. Let's use QNH. Temperature 21 degrees Celsius, very nice. And the current winds 0402. So that'll do, we've got all that ready. And then we've got, what was I going to look for? Airport elevation. So it's not as high as Mexico City, but it's almost twice as high. Will double the altitude as Innsbruck. It's like 1,300 feet higher than Innsbruck. So it's quite stressful on the engines as well, this. With the glide path angle, as Doc's pointing out, of 3.5 degrees. So you've got to be, as I've done in tutorials in the past for Toncontin and various other arrivals like this, you've got to be configured properly before TG015. I tend to put gear down between 013 and 012. Oh, sorry, 014 to 013. That's usually where I'll put gear down. To be honest, that's how I do this. But everyone does it slightly differently. Doc says he's fully configured at TG015, for example. So you just got to do whatever works for you, folks, as well. Pop that on. So that's all done. So a lot of our worries set aside. So we got lots of different options. If we use an SLH sim design scenery to start for Saturday, we've got TQPF, TJCP, we've got TUPJ, we've got TKPK, Robert Bradshaw, Pointe Pitre, we've got Maurice Bishop, TGPY down in Granada as well. We could do Granada to San Martin, and then we could do a turnaround in St. Martin, and then we could do St. Martin to San Juan, perhaps. A couple of little sectors. Or we could do Guadeloupe, which is Pointe Pitre. Pointe Pitre? Or Pointe-et-Pitre. I don't know how to pronounce that. Absolutely no idea. But it's in Grande Terre, Guadeloupe, France. There's an option for a departure point for Saturday. Keeping it tough. And what would you all want to see? You know, let us know in the live chat. Punch in the aircraft type you want to see flown on Saturday. Whether it be PMDG 737, could be anything. MD82, MD88, fly-by-wire A320X. Let us know what you fancy seeing. Aerosoft CRJ. Perhaps even the Horizon 787-8. Or the 9. It only lets me pick 4. For a poll. So, should we do MD82 instead of MD88? Because we don't have an Osprey MD88 livery. But if we get one, we can just switch it over, can't we? I'm trying to think what other airline options we have. Oh yeah, any builds A300. Okay, well there's 4 options for you to choose. And the route will be somewhere around the Caribbean. So we'll fly from an airport into St. Martin, Princess Juliana. We'll then do a turnaround before departing Princess Juliana for a short hop to San Juan. That would be Saturday's route. So pick your poison, as they say, in the poll. And you'll notice there we've come away from the Airbus A320 style for Saturday. We'll do something a bit fresh. Something we've not done for a week or 2. Or longer. Yeah, it doesn't let me put in any more than 4 options, unfortunately, in the poll. So I've had to just go for those 4. Andy says, watching the stream from my hotel room as I look out over Victoria Harbour. Lovely. What are you doing there? Work trip. Vacation. Beautiful. How has it been? Or have you just got there? Momo says, hello man, my PC restarts when I start Microsoft Flight Simulator. It was working fine. Any suggestions? Absolutely no idea what's causing that, Momo, unfortunately. Without knowing what you've installed and all that kind of stuff, making sure your Windows is up to date and providing it's a legitimate copy of Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's so many variables. I don't know what to suggest. The MD82 in the poll, by the way, is the Mad Dog, which is the Flight Sim's most expensive aircraft add-on. I don't know, Zato. I reckon I'm going to do, at least probably have to do 1 go around. That's a point, actually, while we're on the topic of go arounds. So, we might all have to join the hold somewhere. And the hold is there, TG050. So as we all fly in, certainly if we head in and it gets a bit convoluted and there's somebody ahead of you that does a go around, what will happen is realistically everyone behind, just to keep it flowing nicely, will have to enter the hold until the go around aircraft have managed to cycle back in to give it another go. Hergy, we're not doing Melvo, we're flying in from the south, so it's more tricky. We're doing that by TNT. Andy, nice. Well, congratulations. Morning, Dorman. Where are we going on Saturday with polled aircraft? The Caribbean. We'll fly into St. Martin, Princess Juliana, and then we'll do a second sector to San Juan. Chris was saying there to Momo's question, Microsoft Flight Simulator was shutting down his PC and it turned out to be an underpowered PSU power unit. Changed it and it's all fixed. So that could be your problem there, Momo. About your PC restarting Microsoft Flight Simulator. Might be your PSU's not working properly. Yeah, everyone behind, flying in. Just have that in your mind. Hold at 9,000 feet, TG050, just as a potential there. We'll see what happens. Canadian Flight Simulator, Flight Simulator, yep. Soundwan is quite nice. We've flown over it a few times. I thought we'd gone into there at some point for some reason, but obviously haven't. Over the mountains now. Danny, well, you've got the power to get out of trouble, haven't you? With it, that's the beauty of that. We're now in Guatemalan airspace, so we're going to route through Guatemala to Guatemala City, then we're going to turn eastbound towards Honduras. Ah, nice, Canadian. So is she from El Salvador then? Canadian Flight Simmer. Momo, not your GPU, your PSU, the power unit. So if you've got a desktop computer, it will be that, for me, a modular, it's like a big square at the bottom of my computer, and it's where all of the power leads go into, and then all of the power for your computer is distributed from and through the PSU. If that's problematic, it will need replacing. I've had to replace one of mine for sparking, which was very worrying. Look at that. Wow. That's mega. Look at the look how realistic that looks. Insane. Dusty says, speaking of missed approaches, have you or anyone on stream ever had to divert? Thankfully, touchwood, no. I think one or two people flying along have diverted, though. I'm sure of that. But we've not had to yet. Yeah, you're not wrong, Dorman. There's pretty much non-existent ATC around all of this area. Not a bad thing, though, I suppose, with some of the complex arrivals that you can do. Bingo. Little screenshot. They're all on Volanta, by the way, folks. Speaking of which, let's have a little look, see how people are getting on. So Badger's over Guatemala City already. Avianca 919 with no screenshots. You got myself. Zarto's. Has Zarto blasted past us? I think he has. Blasting along, look at that, beautiful screenshots in the mighty Vulcan. Potato Freito in Volaris 34 Tango, it's a beautiful livery. That was the backup for today if the Osprey one wasn't ready yet. Really nice. Perhaps we should do some Volaris ops at some point. It's quite a cool little livery, something different. Then we've got Aero Mexico 5 X-Ray Golf, braving it in the 737. Where'd that plane go? Osprey 27 Alpha, there we go. Just over MMTG. Danny Osprey 242. No screenshots. Hergy Osprey 5 Romeo Bravo in the MD-82. Look at that. It's a stunning aeroplane, that, isn't it? And that's a beautiful screenshot. There we go, Osprey 242. Followed by Osprey 5 Romeo Bravo. This is a great little fly along. Hopefully all of you flying along are enjoying it as well. Ian behind, nice spacing. Osprey 2472. That's definitely an NVIDIA filter of some kind. Osprey Holidays. What a livery. Spectacular. And then we've got, there's Wesley out of Villahermosa. Gonzi, check your sensitivities and make sure as well you've got the kind of tiller disengage thing done. I can't quite get the tiller steering right during taxi. I really mess up the tillers. That's beautiful for down below, isn't it? Spectacular bit of scenery. We got, oh, look at that. Yeah, winds are shifting slightly. A tiny little crosswind. Craig, welcome. Flew Volaris on his recent trip to Mexico and thought it was an A320 Neo. How did you find it in real life as an airline? QNH1018. Ah, I didn't know it was the Ryanair in Mexico. I thought they're all I thought all airlines in Mexico were the Ryanair in Mexico. Yeah, good point actually, Chris. This part of the world hasn't had a world update yet, has it? And it's really nice. Imagine driving down these roads, around these mountains here, all these curved roads, it'd be great. We'll keep the poll open for a few more minutes, just to work it out. Gregory says, I'm scared for this approach and landing. He's never landed in Toncontin. Ah, were you flying along today? Or is it just myself? You're watching me, hoping we pull it off. I've done it in the 737 before. I don't think we've done it in this. I've done it in the Flyby A320X. But this actually is entirely different to how it's ever felt with this new update, so I have no idea what to expect. But I know it's going to be really difficult. This is one of the world's most dangerous approaches. And it's only little planes that fly into Toncontin now. We thought it was closed actually, but it turns out, as somebody pointed out yesterday, you got on flight radar, you can see a couple of little Vista jets and stuff that fly in still. Oh, Greg, nice. Top of descent, about 100 nautical miles. Just after Urnos and before Nagel. So not too far to go. 120 nautical miles, there you go, you can see the top of descent marker there. I am using SDS, Dougal. Jim, it's a bit more slippy, isn't it? Yeah, Toncontin's another level, isn't it, Hergy? We've got the K's freeware scenery for this as well. So if you guys want to try this after today, you think, you know what, I'm going to brave it. you can go to flightsim.to, you can search MHTG, which is the ICAO code for Toncontin, or even just search Toncontin, and you'll see quite a few different options for various packages, but you want to download the airport scenery by Kaze, K-A-Z-E. I've linked it in the description for the live stream, so if you do think you want to give it a go, then you'll actually be able to find it there for you. It gets rid of the trees on final approach, it fixes the runway textures, and it also gets rid of the block of flats at the end of the runway as well, so it makes it actually quite nice. Kaze, of course, has made some fantastic Japanese airport sceneries in the past, which we've enjoyed. Dorman, do it. Sam, where have you been? Open your eyes. We're literally in one. With the IAEs. If you go to the Osprey Fenix livery, Sam, on the website, you'll find it. You click it, and you'll download the package, and it will give you the CFMs and the IAEs, so you can install both. But Tapzi's painted it from the ground up, and if you are just tuning in thinking, well, what about the snazzy cabin? We've got a little bit more premium with some updated bits there, and the bulkheads have been done even more. Zato, no idea. I'll close the poll in a minute. Look at that. Woo-wee. Just like real life. Of course you guys would. Of course you would. Alright, on Saturday we're flying the 787-9. Brilliant. It's going to be tough. Now we just need to pick a suitable airport. TFFR, where's that? Just working out an idea in my head. Okay, so we'll do Maurice Bishop, TGPY. Enter your phone, code sent to your phone. So we'll do Maurice Bishop to Princess Juliana. It's about an hour flight time. Then we'll do a turnaround. And we'll do TNCM to San Juan. And we're going to do it in the Horizon Simulation 787-9. TGPY to TNCM to TJSJ, is it, I think? B789. We'll run it in the Osprey Holidays livery as well, why not? It's a snazzy one. How's that then for a Saturday route? Usual time, 1300 UTC. Is that the Vulcan behind me? Yes, it be the Vulcan. Not quite rendered in yet. I do wish Fenix sorted out the weirds. I'm not a fan of those contrails. Never have been. They're a bit too weird and fluffy, aren't they? Zata, yeah, we're still doing the Osprey Fly event next week. I've tested my Euroscope today as well. So I've got my charts and stuff ready for it. But yeah, next Saturday it's an Osprey Airways fly-in at Edinburgh on VATSIM. So you can fly into Edinburgh from wherever across the network, and you can also turn around. You can actually fly out of Edinburgh as well, and I'll be your VATSIM ground controller as well. Dougal, have to say, I think your livery is one of the best I've yet seen for a virtual airline. Was it your design? It was, yeah. Not even joking. Just painted it randomly on my phone, just kind of a rough idea of the design. The very first design, the original livery creator, Tommy HBK, seems to ring a bell, I think. The one that made the original British Avgeek livery. I sent the idea to him, the design. And he goes, oh, I don't think you should have the letters over the windows that big. It doesn't look right. And I said, no, that's what I want. That's the vision. And then it's developed into the Osprey livery as it is today, with the Osprey Holidays kind of special livery as well, and the retro jets. Beautiful though, isn't it? I do love this livery for the VA. I wish it was a real airline. Chris, yeah, hopefully. I know one of the controllers actually helped us with Africa the other day as well. He does Africa and the Caribbean around the time we streamed, so hopefully we might get a little bit of ATC in St. Martin. Yeah, next Saturday from 1 o'clock UK time to 4:30 UK time. Hopefully we get loads of Osprey Airways flights. Track them all on the network as well on New Sky, on our virtual airline client, and that way I'll be able to actually look at the Osprey operations map on the website and see where everybody's flying in from, so I can get an idea of how much traffic might be flying in or out, because I'll be able to see you guys booking the flights and preparing for the flights as well. But normal airlines are welcome as well, of course. Sam, nice. I've got a desktop picture of an Osprey Airways aeroplane as well. 787 for me. Okay, so 50 nautical miles to top of descent, folks. We need medium auto brake for this arrival. Or Nirmala, I think, Chris. Nirmala UI. Juliet, Charlie, Mike. No, unfortunately not, because it just means that people can't fly along. Some people use X-Plane, so they fly along with us on VATSIM that way. But it also means we get to replicate the kind of real-world procedures as well. One 228, Radnav, Toncontin is already tuned. I'm actually going to force it in. Yeah, so you can fly on New Sky and do a route, but you won't be visible on the stream. and you won't be able to talk to us and do the VATSIM side of stuff because we're doing it on VATSIM, if that makes sense. Danny says, what was the hold point you mentioned earlier? Getting it in now so it's ready. It's on the charts, mate. It's this one here, TG050, hold at 9,000 feet, inbound course 019, left turn, which should then give an outbound track of 199 degrees. The aeroplane will fly a little bit of a weird pattern to actually enter it initially, when you actually do arrive, because it's taking you straight to that waypoint, so it will have to fly out first. So it'll probably turn right and then turn back on itself, do a teardrop entry into the hold perhaps, but let it do its thing automatically. It should probably do it quite nicely. Toncontin, so we're going to be inbound 124 degrees. TNT. I'm going to pop that in there like that. Course 124. No other nav aids. 011. It's pointless even setting a fixed ring for that because it's just too convoluted. So we're not even going to set a fixed ring. There's no ILS. So rad nav page. Let's hide the charts. Yeah, very good point as well actually, Ian. So if lots of you are starting to enter the hold, then you'll need to pick a 1,000-foot separation. So one person will announce, the very first person in, they'll announce that they'll join at 9,000. The next person behind them joining the hold will have to hold at 10,000 feet. The next person will have to hold at 11,000 feet. And then as one person leaves the bottom of the hold, everybody steps down 1,000 foot. There's the METAR, 0402 in the live chat still, as a 1400Z, so it's about to update again. A few clouds at 3,000 feet, temperature 21 degrees, QNH 1018. No SIG, which is good. We're not expecting a massive shift. 20 nautical miles to top of descent. Joe, this Saturday, we're going to fly out of Granada to Princess Juliana, St. Martin. And then we're going to do a turnaround and fly a second leg out to San Juan, Puerto Rico in the 787-9 on VATSIM. Next Saturday, I'm going to be a ground controller for 3.5 hours at Edinburgh. So everybody flying along on VATSIM with Osprey Airways can fly in and out and practice their VATSIM and all that sort of stuff, and have me as the controller for a bit. Let's turn our screen brightness up for the displays just so we get them set nicely. Sky Pilot, is there? Is the PMTG Operations Center broke for anyone else? They broke it about 2 weeks ago by updating something in the back end. All you need to do is go into the folder where you've installed the PMTG Operations Center. So the icon on your desktop, I assume you've got one for PMTG Operations Center. Right click and then press Open File Location, and within that there'll be a folder or a little file that says Op Center Updater or something like that. Click that, and it will do it for you and fix it. Okay, let's set 8,000 with the mini FCU. There goes the little on the FCU and the sim there. And we're going to press Manage Descents. Pop. Down we go. Into Honduras. Andrew, welcome. No worries at all. Don't feel like you have to join if you're not feeling up to it, or if your surgery and stuff, you're feeling a bit of pain though, naturally just rest up if that's obviously more important. In fact, I'm going to set 7,000. Final approach is armed. It's a bit weird that that's come on already though. But it's there. I think Paul in the chat was asking earlier on. Oh, I won't be flying the Fenix again on Saturday, Neil. You mentioned a minute ago that you're sick of seeing the Fenix. Oh, then I really don't know Sky Pilot Explorers. I've not had that issue. That sounds like a different issue entirely. Maybe raise a support ticket with them on their forums. Chris, yeah, if you are going to buy Pyreek Devco's Edinburgh Airport scenery, and you choose to do it through Contrail, please consider using the affiliate link that I've got for the channel, and that basically helps you support the channel without any extra cost. So you'll buy the scenery, and then I'll receive a little thing from Contrail as a thank you for referring you buying a scenery that you're going to buy anyway. I think contrail.shop/ I'll put the link in the live chat. And if you've never used Contrail, or you use Contrail and you haven't used the special one use only 10% off code that I've got to give for everybody to enjoy at least once, let me just find that out. It's 10% off your entire order. So if you're going to think, actually I'm going to buy a scenery but I'm going to buy a whole load of other stuff, there's the code in the live chat. So you click the affiliate link, add all the stuff you want into the cart, and then if you've not used that code before to get 10% off your Contrail order, pop that into the basket, into the voucher code thing, and it will give you 10% off your entire order, which comes in very handy when we all spend quite a bit on flight sim sceneries and aircraft add-ons and all that, doesn't it? So lots of people have been using that code. You can only use it once, so if you've already used it you won't be able to use it again, but if you haven't used that code before on your Contrail account, give it a go, get 10% off. Can you land a 747 at Edinburgh? Andrew's asking. I think you can, yeah. Pretty sure you can. It's got a cargo apron and stuff. I'd imagine they get 747s going there. We're headed into that, but that looks very hazy. 60 miles. So actually, probably beyond the haze, just down there somewhere. VATSIM pilot, no worries at all. If you forget the link, or if you miss the code for that 10% off and you don't know where it is, how to find it in the live chat or anything, just ask on Discord and I can put it in the crew room chat again, or someone can do it for me, and you guys can get the reminder of the code there. Tony O'Brien, welcome. Late joiner today. You've joined just at the right time though, into the descent now. Welcome. Hope you're well. Ron says, I hope it's not going to be that busy on Saturday in St Martin. I'd like to see 15 or 20 737s coming in. It'll be quite good. It's not often I get the chance to do a weekend stream, so looking forward to it when my shifts allow. I've purchased and downloaded the Maurice Bishop scenery via Contrail now as well, so that scenery for Granada is on Contrail in the affiliate link. I've done that for Saturday. I just need to install it after today's live stream. Actually, that reminds me, when we get closer, make sure you remind me, folks, to fire up the flight recorder so we can replay our landing, our approach and landing. I expect at least 2 or 3 go-arounds, Wesley. Just prepare to enter the hold like everybody else. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you there. Joining us next Saturday, VATSIM pilot. Coming back from holiday and joining us for the Osprey fly-in / fly-out. Yeah, very good, Tony. Thank you. Zero 2, dry. 010 at 3 knots now. Perfect. The weather gods have really looked after us today, haven't they? What have we got for the weights? Estimated landing weights. We'll go for 64 ton. I'll do 64.2. Medium auto brake, reverse thrust, full flap. Lovely. We'll just make it, and it'll go off the brakes. Get rid of the reversers, taxi off right at the end, and then in. We've got things like terrain to consider and all the rest of it as well. Looking forward to this. I haven't practiced this properly yet, so I think the last time we flew into Toncontin was a long time ago. I tried last week to record something with it, but had a couple of issues with the sim and the recording. I ended up going around and trying to fix the thing. I ended up messing up the approach, so I have no idea how this is going to go. But hopefully you guys are all as excited as I am. Put the METAR in the live chat for you guys as well watching, so you can see what the METAR, the weather report for Toncontin is once it loads. Brab, welcome. How many miles have you done today? Oh, that hasn't updated yet. Oh well, QNH is the same. Look at that, my goodness. Not far to go. Thanks, Doc. There's the latest METAR. $12,000, then down to 10,980. Alright, looking good. 75 miles is good, Rab. Alibi, welcome. Is that a Loganair tail on your thumbnail? Very nice. Let's go to standard pressure, why not? We'll go from standard pressure, sorry, to the local QNH. 1018. Just gives the VNAV a bit more time. How many of you watching have tried a Toncontin approach with Fenix V2? And how has it gone for you? Has it worked out quite well? Have you had issues with it? Don't forget as well, actually, when we get to 8,000 feet over the Toncontin VOR, we're actually only 5,000 feet above the ground. Just something else to consider there. So it sounds like we're high at 90,000 feet, but actually with 3,000 feet, the ground is 3,000 feet above sea level. So we are lower than we realise. Do, well, nice. Showing off. Managed it every time. Good effort. Okay, right, we're ready for this, I think. I can't brief it anymore. Toncontin coming up. TG051, we're at 17,000, still descending. 050 at 9. Then working into the south arrival over Toncontin. So that's going to be up now. After landing. Vacate right at the end. And then a taxi back. So we've all seen the famous videos of the 757 sweeping in past the hill. We're about to do that. Thanks, Wesley. You too. Especially you guys. There's 2 or 3 of you flying a big jet, big twin aisle into this. That's very bold. And Zato, of course. Zato's in the mighty Avro Vulcan. I think it was the biggest aircraft that could get into it, Ashton. But yeah, I imagine it was insanely hairy. Toncontin traffic Osprey 165 is descending through 15,000 feet for 7,000 feet QNH 1018. Currently inbound Tango Golf 050 on the Lepax 1 Bravo arrival Toncontin VOR transition. Will report turning inbound to the VOR or the RMP 02 south arrival Toncontin traffic.
Toncontin traffic, X-ray Hotel 558 at the Lepax arrival, holding at Tango Golf 050 for spacing with the traffic in front. Expecting the RNAV 20.
RNAV 20 or 02? 02, we're doing 02.
Correction, that's a 02, sorry.
Thought you'd wussed out. Okay, right, let's get a bit of speed brake out here, help the jet, it needs more drag. HG331, hello, says tried it yesterday, high true airspeed from hot and high airfield, caught him out a little bit. Yes, it's really technical, it's so challenging. Adds to the fun though, doesn't it? Right, let's bring it down to green dot now.
I made it.
Pause the music. That's all good. Badger's in there somewhere. There's Toncontin. See, look how fast we're coming in. Badger, you say you made it? I think he did. I think it's what he's...
I did.
Nice. Toncontin traffic, Osprey 165, 9,000 feet, Toncontin VOR headed into final RMP 02 south arrival. Will report final approach Toncontin traffic.
Toncontin traffic,
Flaps
X-ray
1.
Hotel 558. We're
Lights,
going to be expecting
signs.
2 rounds over the holding
APU.
at Tango Golf 050 before heading for the Toncontin
Start.
VOR for a potential hold there for X-ray Hotel 558 for Toncontin traffic.
And Toncontin Osprey 165 reducing speed 180 knots, 8,000 feet for 7,000 inbound the final. Okay, so speed brake is retracted and now armed. Flaps 1 currently, medium auto brake is set, everything else is set. Through 200 knots inbound for the left turn, sweeping round.
Toncontin traffic, X-ray Hotel 558, slowing down 200 knots.
320 Toncontin FCR, save. Recording. 7,000. Yeah, he did rab. So, initial approach to TG014, max 250 knots. We're just going to sit here. To be fair, we could probably sit at 190. Because then we're at S. APU's available. So now, by basically bleeding the APU, we're going to divert the packs through the APU instead, which allows us to get a little bit more power off the engines. So light signs, APU's on bleed. TG015 coming up, so this big little bit of valley here, that's what we're crossing through at the minute, and Toncontin Airport is in there, so there it is, where the cursor is.
Cabin crew must
So the next aircraft that's behind me, was it Zato? I think you can now come in. I think if you start to route in, when I get to TG015, that should give us enough spacing. But then I suppose it depends on your airspeed, because you are in an Avro Vulcan. You might be flying. You might be flying a lot quicker.
Toncontin traffic, Aero Mexico 5 Extra Golf, reducing to 2 knots for separation.
I bet, Badger. It's hard, isn't it? It's tough. And actually, we've never done it from this direction. We've never done the south arrival. So this is a first for all of us today. We've always come in from Melvo at the north, which is then a straight line to TG015, basically. A lot easier. Takes that initial edge off.
558, descending to 8,000.
Flap 2. Oh yes, look at that. Final approach, max 165 now from TG014. Which is there. That's technically final in 5 miles. Christopher, we're flying for Osprey Airways. Channel's own virtual airline. The best in flight sim. So, flap 2, ground spoilers armed, speed 180. Approach speed's 139.
And X-ray Hotel 558, turning left, exiting.
Flight recorder's already
Tango
on,
Golf
Joe.
050.
Thanks for reminding.
Toncontin traffic, heading direct.
Yeah, just double checked.
Toncontin VOR.
What's our platform altitude? 4429. So set 45. Autopilot off. .160. Lap 3. Just slowly ease the nose down. Get the bird on.
Toncontin traffic, Aero Mexico 5, extra Golf entering hold TG050 at 9,000 feet.
Okay, manage speed. Here we go. Toncontin traffic, Osprey 165, 5 mile final visual approach 02 Toncontin. Landing gear down.
Toncontin traffic, X-Ray Hotel 558 inbound.
Winds are calm.
Toncontin VOR 10 miles from the south. Toncontin traffic.
Full flap.
We'll report passing Toncontin VOR.
Gears down green. Landing memos no blue. Missed approach set.
Good luck, guys.
Start.
Good luck.
Little correction to the right because I'm a little bit too far to the left ever so slightly. And I'm actually going to use Toby eye tracker for this. Where's the headrest? There it is. Yeah, that'll do. Makes it a bit tricky though.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Just isolate that. GPWS.
Hundred above. Minimum.
Continue. That's minimums. Look how early that minimum call is. Here goes, folks. Little correction on the rate of descent. There's the airport.
It's going to enter the hold at CG050 at 140.
Starting a little bit of an angular bank now.
Toncontin traffic. Latam 00 Oscar following the Vulcan into Tango Golf
Here we go.
018 for the runway 02.
Strap in.
Negative. There's a queue. Negative.
30 degrees. There's the block of flats.
There's
We're
a
literally
queue hold at Tango Golf 050
zipping over that.
and wait in line.
Here we are.
Toncontin traffic X-Ray Hotel 558 passing
Just reset the view.
Toncontin VOR,
Don't need the eye tracker.
continuing approach.
100.
Expecting visual, no, RMB
Little correction.
runway 20.
No butter, no float.
50. 40.
Woo.
30.
Idle.
20.
Toncontin traffic, Aero Mexico 5, X-Ray Golf, maintaining 10,000 feet
And
in the
reverse. That might be my best landing in the Fenix yet. Yeah! Reverse green decel. And we're down and clear. 60 knots. My brakes.
I saw the whole thing. That was very good. Well done.
Thanks. 223 foot per minute.
Nicely done. Now it's
Bang
my
on
turn.
the touchdown
Tango
zone
Golf
at
X-Ray
1.23 G.
558 past the Toncontin VOR Continuing
Brakes. And vacating. Oh, I'm so chuffed with that. It adds to the pressure when all you guys are watching. Don't fly off the cliff here either. Okay. Flaps up. Spoilers disarmed. Who's next in? We're going to go TCAS, standby, transponder off, LS off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your destination.
Oh, we've got the
For your safety and
welcome
the
announcement
safety of
playing.
those around you, please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened and keep the aisles clear
Toncontin
until
traffic,
the
Osprey
aircraft is
2
Lights.
we're in the hold at
the engines
Tango
are
Golf
switched off.
050,
Captain will then turn off
flight
the
level
fasten seatbelt
120.
sign indicating it is.
Don't forget we've got this on flight recorder, so we'll get to watch that back again.
Since items may have shifted during the flight. You may now switch on any electronic devices again to send friendly calls. Whether you're arriving home or abroad, we hope you have a fantastic flight with Osprey Airways.
Oh yeah, we watch everybody land, Chris, and then we'll do our replay at the end. I do love to watch a good landing.
Aero Mexico 5 Extra Golf, descending 9,000 feet in the hold.
So I reckon once somebody calls up to say they've passed over the Toncontin VOR or they're on final, Toncontin Traffic Osprey 165's vacated, taxi to the gates. I did a very casual runway vacate, Christopher.
558, continuing approach. We'll call
Well, I'm all
505.
clear.
Osprey 2 Alpha is descending to flight level 100 in the hold.
Yeah, so I reckon once somebody gets to this kind of midpoint here in the turn, if they call up TG015, that's probably a good point for somebody to leave the hold and head into the VOR at that point, I reckon. What stands have we got then for us? Number 4, that'll do. Oh no.
Polaris 3 for Tango, are you still in the hold?
Polaris 34 Tango, would you mind reporting intentions, please?
Get that tiller.
Is there
Fully
an aircraft that
deflected.
skipped the queue?
Aero Mexico 5 Extra Golf is still in the hold at 9,000 feet. Which aircraft is below me or in the approach?
I'll park up and I'll have a look. If you're trying to work out who's on approach. I think Zato's on approach.
Osprey 00 Oscar, direct Tango Golf 006 outside, leaving the hold at
Brakes.
Toncontin traffic.
Bosh.
Carry crew doors to disarm the cross check. Toncontin traffic, Osprey 5 Roma Bravo, entering hold Tango Golf 0505
Okay, engines off. Let's just be real quick here.
X-ray Hotel 558, could you report your speed, please?
Wesley, he's in a
X-ray
Vulcan.
Hotel 558, we're doing 155 knots until 10 DME.
Roger.
Okay, there he is. He's on that kind of extended turn now. I think that's him. Alright, let's see how well we've done, shall we? So on New Sky, we'll close this. Oh, Ashton. Yeah, if you did it on New Sky, you'd have been able to retract everything. Oh, look at that. We got bloody points deducted for an unstable approach. Minus 0.01 deducted. I'll take that. 999. What's your emergency? We landed at Toncontin. Little profit as well. I'm happy with that. That's a cracking score.
Contact traffic, Osprey 2 is maintaining flight level 100 in the hold.
Oh, actually, hold on. If we do...
I have a Mexico 5
Oh, it's automatically deboarding.
feet in the hold.
Oh, so we've got steps and everything. There we go, look at this. And this is the little wiggle that Fenix mentioned they'd have. What's the door?
Traffic, X-ray Hotel 558, 10 mile final, runway 20.
Right.
Correction 02, X-ray Hotel 558.
That's somebody coming in. $10-mile final. I am keeping an eye out for him. There we go. We'll get Badger in a screenshot as well, and that's sexy.
Towards my left side. To the traffic on my left side, please state intentions. You're not supposed to skip the queue, man.
Land 00 Oscar, Toncontin traffic 5,000, descending 3,000, amount Tango Golf 012, speed 180 knots.
Yeah, Wesley, you
3
can't
mile
just
final.
push in. My goodness. Everyone else has joined the hold. Here come the punters. I think if I ever flew in here, I'd be kissing the ground, just thankful that we survived.
Mexico 5X, I go in 9,000 feet in the hole. I think I'm the lowest aircraft in the hole, and I will leave the hold of the X-ray Hotel 558 have landed.
That person, you could probably come in now. Yeah, switch to guns, Zato. Right, should we go?
X-ray Hotel 558, continuing approach, 5 mile final.
Yeah, just crack on, Zato. Focus on your approach. Should we come here? This is usually where the videos were, I think. This junction here, isn't it? Here he comes. No, it's just Wesley. Brilliant. Well done, Wesley. Barging in. Where's the block of flats? So the K's scenery, there it is. The K's scenery has this little block of flats, which you see on the... You did see that the... on all these videos and stuff, you see on the left wingtip videos and stuff, you see that prominent, as it's almost like a landmark in itself. So that is quite useful, and that's actually in the scenery, which is neat.
That's a jump.
There he is. That's way too low. So, let's see. It's almost kind of like... here. Turn that to 70.
Some people wait their turn.
Nobody can, apparently.
Oh, that's quite high.
Osprey 2 Alpha, maintaining flight level 100 because someone's just jumped out to 90.
Weather, cameras.
X-ray Hotel 558, short final 02.
Right. Here he comes in the Vulcan.
Aero Mexico 5 extra goal, leaving the hold at 8,000 feet, direct Tango, November Tango.
I can't believe he's trying this in an Avro Vulcan.
Apologies, last caller, we are at 1-0. We thought you'd already gone down to 8-0. Would you like us to hold at 1-0?
No, you carry on down to 90. I'll hold at flight level 100.
Toncontin traffic, land 00 Oscar, vacated runway
Oh, look at the smoke coming out the back of that.
02.
Oh, you think he's going around? Is he? No. Oh, he's just might be doing a fly past. Look at the sight of that magnificent, majestic bird. No, he's going for it! My goodness, that's fast. Oh. Oh! And he's going again, I think. Is he? No, he's still planting it. Is he going to stop? Is the viewpoint just about right here, folks? The camera. What do you reckon? He's done it! Chuffing heck.
Woo, baby, first try, X-ray hotel 558, vacated 02.
Well done, Sabo.
Christ.
Thank you very much.
Well, you murdered that one, didn't you?
I was holding my breath.
Toncontin traffic, Osprey 2472, descending to flight level 140 in the hold. Is anybody else around that altitude?
So let's see how the sequence is.
Osprey 2 and Alpha, we're maintaining flight level 100.
So 8,000, 10,000, 13, 15, 10. There's no one else in, by the way, so whoever's next in can come in. Are we about to...
Aero Mexico 5 extra golf,
12,000 in the hold.
direct to
Potato Freight up online.
November Tango in the approach runway 02.
Who's next?
Do you want to deboard crew?
No, get off my screen. There's one of the guys coming in next. Aero Mexico, I think. Don't know if Potato Freito's flying online. I can see him on Volanta. Right, so next person in the hold. I reckon you can exit the hold now and start making your way in. And it will give us basically like about 4 minutes separation. Ah, got him. I think. No. Oh no, that's the guys in the hold. Yeah, next person in the hold can come in now. And that should sequence it quite nicely. The size of that Latam trying to park. Wesley, pick a bigger stand. Oh, Danny, crashed to death. Stop. Boo. If you're tracking it on New Sky, Danny, then you'll be fine. Because you can just reload. Have a good one, Rab. Who is next in? CZ, yes, I got an RTX 4090. Who's next in the hold? You could probably make your way in now. I'm still on VATSIM, aren't I?
Osprey 27 Alpha, we're at flight level 100. Is anybody else below? No, you can go. Okay, Osprey 27 Alpha, we're going to exit the hold.
Yeah, that looked really fast, Sato.
9,000.
So the guy that's just left the hold, when he reports over Toncontin, give it maybe 60 seconds and the next pilot can then release from the hold, and that should sequence each of us. So whoever's starting final will be all the way over there, whilst the next person is then hopefully just overflying the airport, and it will just keep a nice sequence in. I'm trying to see where the next pilot is. I can't see anything.
Toncontin traffic, Osprey 2472, descending to 11,000 feet in the hold. Toncontin traffic.
Is the Air Mexico crashed to desktop or something? Where is he? Let's see, Volanta. What we got? Oh, he's gone off all the way over there. Don't know where he's gone. Right, who's next in? 27 Alpha. Danny's over there in the 789. Although I think he said he had a crash to desktop as well.
Osprey 27 Alpha, we're going to exit the hold.
Right, I can see now the guy on final. Good. That's the Air Mexico. Lovely. So yeah, definitely, once somebody overflies the airport, they can probably, if you report, whoever's passing the Toncontin VOR next, report passing Toncontin VOR, and then whoever's next in the hold, set a little timer for about 2 minutes before you leave the hold, and that should give you like a 5-minute gap. Should work out quite neatly then, I think, he says. I thought someone had left the hold about 5 minutes ago as well. No idea. Anyway, next victim. Waiting for him to appear. I can just see his lights down there. Ah, it'd be no stress for the Typhoon. Good luck. Keep smashing the like button, folks, if you're enjoying today. Been quite intense. Who's the Aeromexico? It's Greg. Where's the block of flats? There it is. So that's where he wants his wingtip, over that block of flats right there in the turn.
Osprey 2 is inbound, Tango November Tango.
It looks like he's a bit tight, but it can be recovered. That's the beauty of it. He's tight. Instead of wide, he's got time to fix. You just smooth the rollout slightly. Here he comes. It's harder in the 737 because you've got to deal with all the throttle yourself. Oh! Down he goes. Oh, he's overcooked that. And he's up. And he's gone around. Smart move. Good decision. But that's fine, because whoever's inbound now, if they drop their speed to minimum, like, or 180 knots already, that would give the chap who's just missed approach a second run. And then that Aeromexico, Greg, go straight into another approach if you want. Because I think the missed approach procedure takes you all the way out to Melvo to join the hold, which you might not be able to necessarily do depending on your fuel loading. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, he's still there. 2.8 miles and climbing. Yeah, we've got Hergy in the MD-82. That's going to be great.
Hey Hergy, have a look over your overhead.
Looking good, mate.
That's the hold at the moment. So we got Osprey 27 Alphas just leaving the hold at the minute. Ian Osprey 2472 with some screenshots. Oh, that's wicked. Look at that. Oops. You got a screenshot of Hergy below in the Mad Dog. That's fantastic. Contrails. And then Hergy behind, or below rather.
Osprey 27 Alpha's in the on-ramp 02 circuit. Osprey 5 Roman Bravo turning inbound, Tango Golf 050 exiting the hold.
Nice, here we go.
And Toncontin traffic, Osprey 2472 will descend down to 10,000 in the hold.
Oh, James, it's just it's the way that the Volanta has kind of drawn a couple of the hold points. Sometimes it doesn't quite read the data properly. Here comes the next one in. Where's he going? It's a wild Osprey heading east. Who is that? It's not Osprey 27 Alpha, is it? Are you doing 02 or 20? I don't know where he's going. Yeah, Flying Panda, yeah, you spotted that. It's replicating the my Fenix. Who else have we got coming in? So I turn follow aircraft off. Oh look, we've got the DirectX 12 bug. Done weirdness on the thing. Ooh, yeah, DirectX 12. They need to fix DirectX 12's beta. Because when it does that, it looks horrendous, doesn't it? Right, that's boarding done.
I am going to go back to go direct back in the approach Tango Golf 015.
Gonna exit GSX, get rid of all that ground equipment. Gonna go to ground services. All doors are closed, good.
And Takeoff traffic Osprey 2472, descending down to 9000 in the hold.
What we'll do is we'll turn the engines on. So we are ready for our replay. DirectX 12. Ooh. Trying to work out where everyone is. Osprey 27 Alpha's on the way in there. Air Mexico's headed out towards the hold at Melga or whatever it's called. Melvo. Osprey 27 Alpha's next. So I think Hergy's now leaving the hold behind him. In the Mad Dog. And Osprey 27 Alpha is somewhere over there in the turn.
These aircraft, captain and the crew are here for your safety. It is important that you pay attention and follow instructions carefully. We're preparing for departure, so check your seatbelt is securely fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tab into the buckle and pull tightly to secure it. To release your seatbelt, simply lift the flap on the buckle. If it is on, you must return to your seat.
It's actually quite a long sweeping turn, isn't it, in the final approach. If I show you Valanta, so the flight that we've just done, you can see our routing coming in over Guatemala City, the grey line there, in the centre of the screen. And then we've routed in the little kind of dogleg south. And then we've turned inbound over the Toncontin VOR, overflown that on the hill, and then it's just this big extended turn down to 7,000, and then autopilot off, and we hand flew the plane all the way in. And there's that tight final turn right at the end. Actually, it looks really, really nice for a line, doesn't it? A nice crisp line. You can't do it smooth, but I think that's probably the best attempt I've ever made of a flight into Toncontin. Where's Hergy? Here he comes. Yes, he's displayed as a mad dog. Here he comes. In the MD-82. Absolute legend. I have to excuse my poor drone camera skills here.
Traffic Osprey 5 Bravo with Toncontin P02.
Just imagine like some mad zoom and some DSLR. That's going to be great to watch. That's very bold. So he's on the way in. Oh, chuffing heck. Bow, 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 bow. Here come the guys. There's Zato and his Vulcan. All the successful pilots so far. Oh, that's actually fixed the DirectX 12 thing. Windsock on the left. Favourable, calm winds. And this is the K's scenery. They've done the turning point there and sorted out all the trees and things. That big concrete wall there as well. I'm looking forward to watching the replay of our approach. Matthew, welcome. Where did we go? There's the little thing. Yes, we're about here, weren't we? So Hergy's in. Osprey 27 Alpha should be over there somewhere. There he is. He's on final. That's perfect then. Okay, so I think Ian, you're next. If you... In 30 seconds, if you leave the hold, we'll give it a minute. We'll see what happens. Unless the Aeromexico's coming in for another go. Where's he? I think where's the Aeromexico? Because he can't stay in the hold forever. He's got to come in. So once Hergy reports final, whoever is the Aeromexico, you then leave your missed approach hold to fly in and give it another shot. That'll work out quite nicely, won't it? And we'll get our camera view sorted out, ready to spot some final approaches. About there. Whee. That'll do. Okay, just see his lights now. Next one in. Big thanks to everyone who's hit the like button today so far as well. Great to see almost 100 of you enjoying the stream today. Gonzi says it's the IAE. I think it's that response to Canadian Flight Simmer's question there. Morning to you, Matthew. I hope you're well. It's Canadian Flight Simmer says, just a question. I find the Fenix rolls forward quite freely, even with the throttles in idle. Like when I taxi, I have to be on the brakes often. Is it a setting or is it the Fenix? No, it's just the way it is now. So the aircraft wants to taxi kind of quite happily on idle. Depending on your weights though, if you're super heavy, you might need a little bit of thrust initially to get the wheels rolling, and then you'll be able to just drop them back to idle. But yeah, more so on the IAEs than the CFMs. Like Gonzi is saying.
Go ahead.
Are you making an approach to 02 now?
Affirmative, arrival Mexico 507.
Confirm, Osprey 247 will remain in the hold at Tango Golf 050.
Oh, this is the Aeromexico. So behind him is Osprey 27 Alpha. So yeah, you guys just my tip now, because there's 3 of you on final. Just continue anyway. Just ignore each other and fly your own flight. It's only VATSIM, isn't it? The Aeromexico's on the go around. He's giving it another shot now. Good luck. This is looking quite nice. You've got this. Nick, I haven't, no mate. I've not experienced a crash to desktop on final with it. Make sure you're not using the PMTG kind of Google chart thing in the EFB and the UFT. Oh, power, power, power. Power, power, power. Roll the trucks. Oh. He's doing it. He's still flying it. Good. Good effort. Fair enough. Fair play to you. It's one of the hardest approaches that we can do in Flight Sim. It's a shame about the DirectX 12 thing, making all the airport tiles go all squiffy and horrible.
Osprey 27 off the base leg 02.
And talk up traffic, Osprey 2472 is
that's, you know what, for someone who's never practiced that, that's a good effort. It looked pretty good. It's hard in the 737 because you're managing the speed as well. Next one, Osprey 27 Alpha I think it is. Here we go.
Traffic, Osprey 5 to 12 miles.
Next one turning in. In can probably release from the hold. Flying Panda, yeah, that would be super tough. Try and get in the Fokker F28. Oof. Mega tough. Here he comes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, we've lost one. Oh, he's back. I love this sim. He's getting it in anyway. Oh, you lot are brilliant. Whee! Here we go down the hill. He's done it. Have a good night, Zato.
I hope you're not on Berlanta right here. You Sky, I mean.
Deary me. I think we might have a hull loss on New Sky with that one. Yeah, they do say keep flying it into the crash. Never give up. He's done it though. Another Tukulsikalpa victim. Next, Hergy in the Fly the Mad Dog X MD82. Canadian Flight Simmer, yeah, I've done it a couple of times. Awesome approach, really nice. We've not done it for a while though. Not done it for a while. There's Ian. There he is. Headed out the hold.
And Toncontin traffic, Osprey 2472 is overhead the field, entering for the...
Oh, you're last man in, Ian.
Runway
Nice. That's worked out pretty neat.
Toncontin traffic.
Controlled flight along terrain. I think that's probably how we can classify that last approach. This is going to be an interesting one. MD82. Is it loaded in as that? Yes, MD82 Osprey Airways. Happy days. And then once Ian's down, we'll fire the replay up, as Rihanna once said, ponder replay, and we'll have a little look at our touchdown from this view. So we'll watch our own landing back with flight recorder, or flight replay 5, flight control replay. I always forget what it's called. Flight control replay. So we'll watch it from here, and then we'll jump into the cabin and watch it from the aircraft left. But here's Hergy in the meantime, with some rather hopeful, dreamy tunes. Looking good. Good luck. I'm excited for this one. AR Simulations, welcome mate.
Good luck, Hergy.
Thanks, mate.
Where's the block of flats? There it is. So that's where you want your wingtip over. So actually you're flying in directly over this bit here. Let's see how he does it from a bit high up. Mr. Aneurysm, welcome. Looking good. If anyone's going to pull this off in this, it's Hergy. Great piloting skills in this. Ooh. You know what? I think they might have different boing! I think they got different scenery. Imagine that being on one of those 757 videos. An Osprey Mad Dog flying in. How wonderful. Looking good. I think that's just VATSIM playing up. Bam, touchdown. Great effort. I think VATSIM's playing up and making people look a bit wonky. What a wonderful aeroplane that is. So tough to fly though. Let's get out of that tree. Next one. Ian, Osprey 2472. He's in the pattern. He's on the final now, so we'll be coming out the valley. There he is, where the cursor is.
be good.
Right there. Making his approach. With the hopes and dreams of 182 souls on board. They haven't seen the last couple of approaches either. But if it was me, I'd be trying to breach the flight deck to abort the landing. Good luck, Ian. While he's on final here,
Toncontin traffic, Osprey 2472 is overhead Tango Golf 013, continuing the approach.
Follow aircraft
for runway
off.
02. Toncontin traffic.
so I'm at stand 4. Hopefully you guys get to leave that free. What we're going to do is trigger flight control replay. So we'll start our replay now. Could be FSFO, Nick.
Too low, terrain.
So we're well away from everyone else now. Just refresh of that. Put it in climb. I'm just going to disconnect from the network and reconnect in observer mode so I'm invisible to anyone else because I'm not going to make any cabin announcements. And we watch Ian's arrival. We're over there somewhere. So we're the other side of the valley. Joe, I've got the Boeing TCA yoke from Thrustmaster. I'm not a fan of the plastic. I think the plastic feels quite cheap and nasty, to be honest. But the actual system of it is very, very nice. And then I've got Honeycomb Bravo. But would I recommend one of those? As great as it is, all of the problems with Honeycomb and basically some scamming and fraud and all sorts of tax evasion and messy stuff going on with Snakebite, the parent company, and the battles within. I wouldn't buy a Honeycomb if you're in the market for a new bit of hardware, folks. I'd steer away from them. Not convinced that's a company that's going to exist much longer, at least in its current form. And at the minute there's a couple of hundred people that have lost a lot of money pre-ordering Honeycomb products and they've not been given refunds. So I'm looking after mine because I don't know what I'd replace it with when it breaks. Good luck, Ian. Mr. Aneurysm, thanks, mate. He's looking high. Might be going for a Bonza go around. Oh no, he's going still. Oh. Easy fella. Bosh. It's going to be heavy on the brakes. Well saved though, my goodness. I don't know how he recovered that. I'd have ended up in the warehouses over there, I think. Good job.
Well done, Ian. Nice one.
Cracking effort. So how are we getting on with our
I
little
hope the toilets are
revectoring?
free.
Let's watch from here. So we'll watch here. And then after the touchdown, I think there's no one else in the pattern. I'm just going to reconnect proper so you guys can watch the replay of my landing. Unless I get in anybody's way. Do let me know. Oh, there's American 2005. If that American 2005 starts to taxi, folks, on the ground, let me know, because I will. I'll disconnect and go back in as observer. Chris, they basically both do the same thing. To be fair, I don't use any of the advanced features, so yeah, you can save yourself some money and just use Sky Dolly. By the way, at this point, we had autopilot off.
Toncontin traffic Osprey 2.72, taxi into the gate.
So it was autopilot off, and we were hand flying the jet with the bird on. What a stunning approach. Wesley says the American's taxiing. Brilliant. Alright, I will disconnect and I'll go back in observer in that case. What a beautiful bit of scenery. And here it actually looks quite forgiving, doesn't it? If you've never flown into Toncontin before and you've not watched any of those hairy videos from the past, and you were flying in for real, you probably be thinking, oh, this is really beautiful. How scenic. Without realising what you're about to go through. 30 seconds of sheer adrenaline and horror and pre-writing the text of I love you, I'm about to die to your loved ones. Look at that. We had rudder damping on, we had SDS on as well in the Fenix. Handled it like an absolute boss. I think that's flight control replay doing some weirdness. Let me just refresh the throttles. See, the payware replay mods like Flight Control Replay are still just as buggy as all the other ones. Oh, he is lining up 02. Shall we watch the American takeoff? So I'll pause this right there. And then we could probably reconnect on VATSIM. He's a text-only pilot. On our new Sky report, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the rate of touchdown was 1,500 foot per minute, which is mad. That's probably because of the fact that we've got such a steep approach that we had. Taking off 02, he says. Absolutely no one else is in the airspace around us, so once he's away, I'll reconnect. Channel, I know, it's great, isn't it? I was in rate of descent, Wesley, in the final approach segment. So he's up and away. And I'm going to hit play. Okay, we're back in on the live network now, visible to everybody. Randy, hello. His home airport used to be Toncontin. Pretty scary approach. You see the ground so close to you and you feel like the plane is going to crash any second. Well, here we go. We're about to see it from a passenger point of view. Keep hitting the likes. If you're new to the channel, sat in the background and you've enjoyed today, it goes without saying, but do consider hitting subscribe. It's always enjoyable, these kind of approaches. Super tough. That's what simming is all about. We do a lot of effortless ILS approaches and all that kind of stuff. Okay, here we go. Coming up for the final turn. Passenger point of view, there's the airport. So you'll be looking at your window, you'll be like, hold on, there's the runway. Turning final. Oh my god, there's the block of flats. It's just like the YouTube videos. I nailed that. My goodness. Here we go. Still turning, still turning, still turning. Rolling level. Down the hill. Little wobble over the trees. Bit of a hill. Over the runway. Couple of screenshots. That looked great, didn't it, from a passenger point of view? Yeah, imagine the screams in real life. If you watch it from the outside, so to do this, I'm gonna have to dive back in. Reset a load of stuff. Jolly good. Right, replay from the outside. Christopher, thanks, mate. A couple of people have tried. I think Bogdan's tried to fly in. He's crashed the plane. I've got 0 flight report on thing. But here comes our replay from the outside. I reckon we look from maybe the apron as well, so we get an airport view. Do a couple of little replays. So you take it quite wide. Basically it's heading towards the VOR. And then about a mile before the VOR you begin a 30-degree angle of bank. Descending turn to line up with the runway. And you've got to have that wingtip over that block of flats basically. And that's where you know you're on profile. And that K scenery is really good. Look at that, here we go. Replay. Consistent angular bank. There I've gone to 30 degrees again because I've dropped to about 25. Here we go. Oh! There we go. Bam. Planted right on the touchdown zone. Maybe just a tickle after. Randy says in real life if pilots didn't land between the piano keys and the aiming point it was a go around automatically. I can quite imagine. Here we go. Set up another replay. Oh, Chuffineck, I forgot I'm not at the plane. I'm not at the apron. Hold on. I'm so rubbish at drone camera. I've pressed play again anyway, so the aeroplane's running. We can kind of do it as if we're on the tarmac here, can't we? Here she comes. Oh my goodness, imagine watching this from the ramp. Holy crap. That looks even tighter. There's the runway. Oh my goodness. What an approach. We've not been to Toncontin for about probably 2 years in the channel. Nice and stable there. There's the touchdown zone. Bam. Reversers, medium auto brake, slow her down. Alright, one more screen thingy Bobby. What should we do? That one. Cool, right. One more replay, folks. I'm going to leave you with this. Yeah, Gav did completely miss the airport last time in, actually. Yeah, good shout. I think I remembered. Yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed today's live stream. It's been a good one. Join us on Saturday. We're going to be flying out of Granada, the SLH sim scenery, Granada Airport scenery. We're going to be flying up to Princess Juliana, St. Martin, in the Boeing 787-9, that fantastic Horizon simulations freeware. We'll turn around at St. Martin, and then after that we're going to head into San Juan in Puerto Rico on Saturday, 1 o'clock UK time. Look at that, that's hairy, isn't it? Seeing the ground that close but turning that steeply, my goodness. Hit like, hit subscribe before you head off. I hope you've enjoyed the stream today. It's been a good bit of fun out of Mexico City, the most scenic departure we've had in a long time. Oh my goodness, sporty. There we are. In the meantime, as always, thank you everybody for flying along, hitting subscribe, hitting like, all the rest of it. Hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I have. Enjoy the final last couple of days of the week, and I'll see you on Saturday, 1 o'clock, for some flights around the Caribbean. In the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
See you guys, have a good one. Good fun as always. Cheers.